How can you improve your time management? I've covered this before, but this is the best guide you will ever find in probably the coolest format that you'll ever be able to remember. I'm stoked to give this information to you. Stay with us. I taught like 90% of this throughout my career, but I saw this guide from Ronnie Kinsey on LinkedIn and I was like blown away. So it really filled in the pattern, like 2 or 3 key things that I thought was great. And so as a shout out to him and his work, we're going to link you to that post and to some of his other content. But I'm telling you, like, you're in for a treat. This is a gem. If you want to know the golden rules of time management, this is it right here. And there are 10 keys that I'm about to share with you that you are going to love. So get ready to take notes for the 10 technique cheat code for time management. And I'm going to give you a beautifully formatted graphic and link you to Ronnie's post as a shout out to his work, because this is some cool stuff. So let's go. Number 1, divide the day into time blocks where you can really focus in one piece or one process flow. Assign each block a specific task that you can focus on within that right batch size or that right piece or that right process size. And do nothing else during that time block. Really focus. Like jam and focus on it, and you will be more effective than if you're distracted or trying to do multiple things at one time. Multitasking is not real. Number 2, use the Flowtime technique. I never knew about this. I learned this from Ronnie's post. I was like, whoa, this is so cool. Let me tell it to you right now. Work until you lose focus. Note the amount of time that took. And then take a short break, reward yourself, do something else, change your environment, do some breathing, go outside, get some sunlight, whatever. And when you're done, you'll have an estimate for what your flow time was. And as you continue to do that and track that, you'll know your ideal flow time. That's the amount of time that you do well with when you're in flow. Maybe it's 40 minutes, maybe it's an hour, maybe it's 90 minutes, whatever it is. Then you can time block in the future to your flow time. Wow, that is so cool. I've never heard that before. Start time blocking according to your flow time. Number 3, and this one was new to me too, use the 1-3-5 rule. I love it. When planning your day, pick 1 big task, plan 3 medium tasks, and 5 small tasks as a rule of thumb. Don't you love that? I thought that was so cool. Like, that is a super great metric or guide to plan your day. I love it. Number 4, use the 2-minute rule. And I tell you what, I do this and it makes a huge difference. And I get so much done. Use the 2-minute rule. If a task takes less than 2 minutes, just do it immediately. Number 5, use the 18-minute plan. And this was new to me too. I love this concept. Take at least 5 minutes to plan your day. Take at least a 1-minute break every hour throughout the day. And then take 5 minutes to review your day at the end. That's 18 minutes. It's not a big deal. That amount of time will really allow you to structure your efforts and really take time to think and reflect on how you're working and provide a little bit of a break. Number 6, use the Getting Things Done method by David Allen. This has been an anchor for me throughout my entire life and career. All of the Elevate construction planners, everything that we teach when it comes to team balance or personal organization had its origin with David Allen and Getting Things Done. I highly recommend his book, his methods, and everything he teaches, and our planners, which are based on it. But use the Getting Things Done method, which is capture everything you know you need to do. Meaning, if it's a thought or an assignment or a burst of inspiration or something that you see or something that somebody asks you, capture that all in as few buckets as possible. Next, you're going to clarify, and what that means is prioritize. So using the Eisenhower method or the Eisenhower matrix, where you know what you should do, what you should plan, what you should delegate, and what you should stop doing. Make sure you understand the priority of all of your tasks, whether or not you should do it, and put them through a triage. So clarify everything that you capture. After that, organize everything into buckets. So sometimes when I'm capturing things, I have a bucket goes on my to-do list. I have a bucket for future use. I have a bucket where I'll just put it on a meeting agenda, right? You are going to organize those into the right buckets. After that, you reflect, right? Make sure that when you are doing a task, you reflect back on it. And I would also say celebrate. Really understand that that was a win. Let your brain release that dopamine. Hey, that was great. I accomplished that task. And then engage in the next task. Follow the getting things done method. Number 7, like I said, use the Eisenhower matrix. If you look at the matrix, and we've shown this on other videos, there is the urgent, not urgent, important, not important, and the urgent and important are things that you will do. The not urgent but important are things that you will plan for future. You can put that on your Outlook calendar. The urgent but not important are things that you will delegate to other people that need the experience. And the not urgent, not important are things that you will delete. You ain't going to do them. Or you would delegate. I mean, if you can't get rid of it, you would delegate that as well. But know what you should be doing and what only you can do, and know what others should be doing and what they can do. And make sure that you're only doing those things that you belong doing. Number 8, use the task batching technique. Now, typically, I believe in the smallest batching technique as possible. But when it comes to small tasks that are similar, sometimes you want to group those together. So when you group smaller tasks, schedule them together and work on them in one session. So, and by the way, I do want you to know that that is my opinion. That is not common belief. Like Paul Akers will say, deal with things one at a time. But for me, if that becomes too much of a distraction, and if I'm not disciplined with one piece flow, I will move small tasks like email responses or things like that to all one time, batch those together. That seems to work for me. If it works for you, great, implement it. Number 9, eat the frog. I've never heard this before in this term. I knew it. I used to be told tackle the most complex thing right away, and I love that concept. But this one's called eat the frog, right? If you got to go do something nasty, like eating a frog, do that right out of the gate. Otherwise, you'll stress about it and you may not even get to it. So do that hardest task first thing out of the gate. Eat that frog. And number 10, remember the 80-20 rule. So they learn this in farming, and they also learn that this works with humans. 20% of what you do brings 80% of your returns. 80% of what you do brings 20% of your returns. Once you know your 20%, focus there, because that is going to give you the most progress. One thing when it comes to progress, I want to say the YouTube algorithm really works well when we have likes, comments, and subscribers. And so when I ask for that, like, I want you to know, every time you do that, you're helping to get the message out to other people, which I want to thank you for. So please always consider liking, subscribing, and commenting on these videos. Thank you so much. Here are 10 other quick tips that I want to give you that will really allow you to enjoy your day as you plan your tasks. Number 1, set realistic goals. Do not overprogram your day, because then you won't go home feeling like you've won. Number 2, schedule breaks. This is a fact. If you schedule a break every hour, you will get so much more done. I've already talked to you about the studies. There are some countries, and actually these are lean companies, that have high productivity rates, where they even encourage their people to take naps in the afternoon after lunch. I know some of you are laughing at me. I'm just telling you, especially in the holidays, which we're, around right now, but like, especially in the holidays, and especially around like lunch times during the day, and especially every hour, breaks increase productivity. They don't decrease it. 3, utilize technology. There are really cool apps. Like, so for me, I sometimes go from Apple Notes to Microsoft To Do app, to using just Outlook in and of itself. There are other really cool apps. Use technology if it suits you. 4, really try to limit distractions, whether that's headphones or going into a production pod, or working from home, or just telling people, hey, I'm busy right now, or communicating your schedule. Try to reduce distractions. 5, always plan tomorrow, today. Get that out of your head. Make sure you plan that day, and then when you come the next day after your morning routine, you can modify it, but always plan the day ahead so you're not stressing about it overnight. 6, stay flexible. You're going to get interrupted. You're going to have things that you don't get done, right? But remember this concept of aim small, miss small. If you plan your day and you miss some of them, even if you accomplish 20%, that's at least 20%. If you don't plan the day, you're not going to accomplish anything. 7, always incorporate personal time. This is huge. When are you going to do your doctor's appointment, dentist appointment, be with family? Always make sure that's a part of your plan. 8, and I love this, and we have these, and I'll link it to you in the description below. The planners that we sell, actually we really don't even sell them, it's just the printing cost, but for every position in construction, I highly recommend you use a planner, and we have them ready for you. 9, celebrate when you accomplish something. Go get a cup of coffee or talk to somebody or get some sunlight. Reward yourself, celebrate your achievements. And number 10, always improve. If you're seeing some patterns, make adjustments. It's just like that Flowtime technique. Once you're learning, adapt and really find a way to win throughout the day so you can go home better to your family. I'm going to link you to Ronnie's post and give you a graphic for this. I know you're going to love it. On we go.